Hey everyone, welcome. Rough morning for me so far. I haven't even played Magic yet, and I already feel like I've gone 0-3 with the best deck I've drafted in the format. Had some tech issues that hiccuped me to a delay, and now I'm like all out of sorts and a little bit flustered and all that stuff, but I'm trying to recover my composure because can't really expect to win a ton if you're going to head into a draft flustered and tilted. That's and people do that though. You know, you go 0-3 with the best deck you've ever drafted. You might chase it a little bit and be like, well, I'm going back in. I'm mad, but I'm going to draft mad now. Drafting and playing mad doesn't tend to work out great unless the luck is with you. So I'm trying to take a breath. It's fine, Ryan. You're going to sort this out. I got some ideas to try and make sure that tech issue doesn't happen again, but can't wait to see what the next one after that's going to be, right? Oh, it's a nonstop parade. How do we feel about this format? We were talking about that a little bit with chat before I said, hey, I might as well just jump onto the YouTube side of things before we talk about it. Someone was suggesting that after AFR and Midnight Hunt, should we be a little worried? You know, back-to-back, quote, bad sets or underwhelming sets, whatever faint praise or straight negativity you would want to express about them. And some in chat push back. I would push back on it on Midnight Hunt being bad. Maybe it's not the best of recent limited, but recent limited has largely been good to excellent. So I'm not going to worry too much if one set is a little off pace. But also I think this set has been a lot of fun. And fortunately, the self-correcting nature of draft has saved this from being a straight Forgotten Realms situation where if you weren't red-black, you were wondering if you had drafted wrong. You know, it was that much of an advantage to have a decent, even just to be in red-black because the colors were so deep. That's what made it work so well. And we were kind of worried about that with the blue-black. And blue-black and blue-white and the whole Esper, you know, the Esper trio of color pairs are still my favorite place to be in the format in terms of power, but everybody knows that. So it's also not certain that if you start down that path that you're going to end up with an open lane and get the real hookup. You could be like, yes, I've got the solid deck here, but I fought with multiple other players for these two colors, and so it's not as strong as maybe I would have hoped. That's the self-correcting nature. That's what keeps us from just feeling like, well, everybody should draft black and blue or you're doing it wrong. Now you can, I feel comfortable drafting anything, including red, green, especially spells. I got 5 wins in the competitive weekend draft tournament with a low to the ground green, red, actual werewolf deck. Actual werewolves, but I had 1 4-drop. Everything else was less than that. So I think my key was if you are gonna play werewolves, keep it low to the ground, keep it hyper aggro, and still open some bombs. I had an Augur and I had the Tovolar, and they were both very important for my wins. So I'm still not looking to be in that unless I got some bombs. But sometimes you do. I know where there's a bomb factory. It's called cardkingdom.com. Well, they don't make the bombs there, but they distribute them. If you want some ammunition, some weapons, nuclear firepower for your next Commander game, that's my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They're going to hook you up with whatever you need, the blingy version, the regular version, that old version, that new version, the new version around the corner. You can pre-order that one. So many Magic cards at that place. Love it. And they love that they have been my sponsor for so long. Just remember that if you need some cardboard rectangles, check them out and give them a chance at your business. And if you do that, use my affiliate links and let them know you got there from here. Thanks, gang. Hey, we can buy in with gems again. I think I'm going to go... I'm going to get our gems over 5,000 again. Let's enter with gold. And let me update this. We are in Premiere. Oh, interesting. I think my Yeah, it actually undid some of my Streamlabs changes. Now, there's not going to be any YouTube posting, but I did speak to it. Was it after or before the... I think it was after. If you want to go to the VOD from yesterday, I think after the event we played, I spoke to that experience a little bit. Scob Wrangler. We're certainly not starting on Dire Stream, so let's move on from that. Ambitious Farmhand, fantastic. Wrangler, fantastic. Moonrager Slash, fantastic in the red spells deck. Eaten Alive, this is just a great pack. Bait Hook Angler, and Startle are nice. Bolt is playable. Vitality is playable. Commando and Wardens are fine in the, following up with the white. I mean, there's really just not much not playable here. There's like the rare and the plummet. Everything else is going to be fine in those colors. But yeah, it's a long-winded way of saying we're going to start with the Wrangler. Still the best card here. I controversially maybe took Organ Hoarder over Wrangler, pack one, pick one in the LR Crack-a-Pack. Don't know if that's right. I just still think that Wrangler is excellent in very specific decks, and Organ Hoarder is just excellent everywhere. That was my feeling, but I don't know about that. Skrillex probably wheels. Maybe we could wheel this, do a spells deck thing. Consider... Maybe it's worth considering, but like there's a lot of weakness here. Practically want to take a mythic just for collection, collection building. Like, and if you are short on resources, this is the type, and you collect like your collection building. This is where I would go in this pack actually, but we don't need to do that. I'm actually going to take it because the pack is so weak. I'm going to take a consider. It matches our Wrangler and cuts blue a little bit. Yeah, Rush would have been fine too. Rush may be a little bit better, but I like sticking blue here. And I was all set to take the Pyre quite happily, but we got a third pick Hoarder, which feels late these days. And Diagraph Horde is still in the pack. That's rough to pass, but we're going to take Hoarder and stay triple blue. And kind of be I was excited about the Pyre. I was like, yeah, we can do blue-red spells, but we still might, but we're going to start here. Hostile isn't very good. You see it coming from 12 years away, and like... Baby, if we had started with 2 red cards, I think I would take Pyre over an Organ Hoarder there. Although questionable to even do that. Looks like the table is suggesting we could be that. We could take a Farmer and try green-blue again, but Seas is a signposty. Maybe we wheel the Crasher even. Painter's on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that all go in the red-blue spells deck. Gaze is the worst of them. But we're going to take Seas and hope to get one of the other 5 back. I don't care which one. Counterpart in the green lane, it is blue. But Astronomer just fine with where the Seas we just took. I almost wish we just had another great blue card to continue to solidify our main color. This kind of really starts us to... the red-green, or the red-blue path. And we get a late Crasher, though, to support that. I like that. I'd like a Geist Wave in this type of deck. Bolt loses some luster when you're trying to use your removal to pump your Crashers, but you'd still play them if needed. But this is Crasher and Laugh indeed. Ha 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 ha. Evolving Wilds to make sure we cast our spells. Geist Wave to continue down the Seas path. Really, that's where it's at. Raise is playable in these types of decks too, but it's not a priority. So, Wilds or Wave? It really is good tempo, right? You bounce something of theirs, pump this, and get in. Yeah, probably. I like Kyle calling out cutting blue. We want to, like, especially with the late hoarder. Let's continue to tell this table that blue's ours. Now we're on pick 8, and a root coil creeper is here. Now, this is kind of hedge time. I still think we're going to be red-blue. I think we got a nice start towards it, but the only cost of hedging for this creeper is one of these 3. Like, these are all playable, but the gaze isn't great. It's just okay. Vandal, just okay. And vitality, fine, but you only need a certain number of them. You don't want 12 vitalities or whatever. So I am going to hedge here. And this deck wants a vitality more than a bolt, the red-blue version. But bolt, more universally playable. If we do end up in the green lane, we'll wish we had a bolt. But I'm going to take the vitality over Vandal. Immolation caught my eye. Was this the Crasher pack? Was there a Crasher in this one? There was somewhat of a late Crasher. I guess it was fourth pick C's, right? So 9, 10, 11. It'll be 12th pick if there's a Crasher. That seems unlikely, but maybe. Certainly just going to take, well, Immolation again. Actually, I'm going to take, I'm going to take Immolation for color cutting, but Immolation also not really where you want to be for non-creatures in your red-blue spells deck. So, yeah, maybe on this. Hey, Crasher came back, and the flip. Excellent, excellent, excellent news for us. So now we're just doing it. That Crasher coming back just tells us what our lane is. We're best at 1. I'm going to take the uncommon for Vault Progress over a common that's never going to do anything for us. Not even in our colors. Sad to see a Morbid Opportunist in our red-blue pack 2, but Revenge is a fine place to start here, and we'll wheel the Revelation most likely. If nobody's interested in Crashers, I doubt anybody's interested in Revelations. Whoa! Oh, by the way, the Skrillex didn't wheel, so are we fighting with somebody for this, or do they just snag it? And here we have the instant sorcery rare, so we're going to take that. Sure wish we could, kind of, well, I don't know if we'd take the pack here. It's not that deep for us, but certainly this little horseshoe of 5 cards would all be welcome in our pile. Really doesn't seem like a splash card to me, this Skrillex. Seems like the build around, like that you're running it. I suppose somebody could have enough other spells going on that they decide it's worth splashing. I suppose that's possible. I'm going to take a Burn the Accursed here over another Geist Wave. The green lane is pretty open. Like if we had taken that Farmer and that 1 pick, we would, and we have the Root Coil Creeper. So it feels like Teamer is the lane for us here, and we could have slid into the Simic lane. We have stuck with the red lane, and the double Crasher, especially the wheeled Crasher, makes me think that's fine. But I am noting that if you did go down the green path in your head, you're probably getting a very fine deck out of this as well. Fading Hope as an instant sorcery pickup, Harrier as a random 2. I think we take the Fading Hope and try to wheel a random 2 or a random 5 out of this. Maybe a random 4, but we really hope not to play that. All right, here's a Skrillex we can play. We'll take that over Sifters. It's not really a Sifters deck. Passing a lot of Dawn Guards in this. All right, all right. Yes, okay, we'll do it. So getting a couple of these does make me want like more Considers, Otherworldly Gate. Like the Consider here is just fine. Firing off a couple of Considers while you're attacking with your Skrillex and double Crasher seems great. Wave is interesting too. We have a couple of bounce spells already though, and here's a third, and we'll take it. This is what we're doing. But yeah, I would like some burn spells. And the white deck is getting a good hookup too. I mean, I don't know. Everything seems reasonably open, but our lane is hooking us up, so... Well, we have 3 bounce spells already, and at some point, they... it's diminishing returns, but we're going to take the triple Skrillex. All right. We need some sort of... I want everybody to be thinking about your deck names here. Because we have a triple Skrillex pun to make in our deck name of some kind. Yeah, Lantern, I suppose. Whatever. I don't think we're playing the Lantern either. I hear you. Took the farmer out of, like... Oh, we didn't wheel any of the stuff we would like to out of that. So I'm a little worried that we're actually competing in this archetype now. But we have a good version of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just... maybe I'm wrong. Another Seize looks like a fine place to start here. Wouldn't mind wheeling an Abomination if the table wants to cooperate, but we're certainly on plan with the Seize. Let's look at our curve. Decent at 2. Not much at 3 or 4. Hope we don't play the Immolation at this point, and I don't think we will. We're really trying to trigger our Crashers in our trips. Storm Skrillex. Deck's coming together despite me feeling like I am fighting for the colors, so not exactly sure what's up with that. This is not a great pack. That green-blue deck getting a hook up here with the tracker, but that's not us. Are we roosting enough to roost? I like that, Happy. This is a super sad pack for pack 3, pick 2 with this going on. But yeah, we'll take a roost. And then see if we play it or not. Kind of hope not to. Castaway. Are we casting away? We do have double consider. We do have Revelation. Revelation is good with this, because then if I draw it, I can still get rid of it. That's a pretty big game. Astronomer does that as well. Yeah, we have a couple of ways to get it out of hand, so I like that. Another Crasher. I was like, oh, these are kind of weak, but then we got a Crasher to make it easy. Another Seize. Or a Hoarder. Now we're talking. Now we're drafting magic, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? I actually think it is Hoarder. Even though this is what we're building around, we've got 2 of them already. It's 5 mana. We got 3 other 5-drops we want to play and a burn spell. Like on mana alone, it needs to be Hoarder. Another Crasher. Clean living. Oh boy. Well, it's Castaway number 2 or Abomination number 1. Kind of like Abomination number 1 on curve issues. Castaway has synergy, but I want to fill out the 3s a little more. I'm going to do a curve-based choice there. Revenge, Wave, or Vitality, all interesting, but we're going to grab another 4-drop. Revenge fits nicely in this curve hole that we have and really clears the way for these Crashers. This might just be an Infiltrator. I don't, maybe it's locked, though. It's all a bunch of cards I don't really want to play in this deck. But Infiltrator actually, I think, does the most along our plan, which is just to tempo them out. So we'll take it and consider it. Same with that Raise. We have cuts to make, though. They're probably not making the cut, for honest. Like, I just don't think these are going to be good enough. Last pick wave to consider. We got lots of interaction bounce style. All right, tough cuts. Tough cuts. I want to be at 17 because we've got a lot of 5s, including 5s that also cast again at 7. So we're not going to go to like 16 or anything. So we got to straight make 6 cuts here. We've got 14 creatures and 14 instants and sorceries as it currently sits. Let's look at our creatures and see if there's any we can spare and get rid of. But they all look great. Yeah, we can cut Roost. I think that's fair. Too fancy. Yeah, we can probably cut one of these off the top end. I agree. It seems like we shouldn't cut these because it's the thing. Like, aren't we doing the thing? But we are doing the thing, and we're doing it 2 of them here, 4 of them here. So we've got the thing. We don't necessarily need to pile it on. Scob Wrangler as a cut is an interesting suggestion. We don't have huge quantities of those tokens that make it easier to do that, but we do have 2 Revenge and a Falcon, so we have some ways to produce the tokens. And it's also a Lightning Rod. I think we cut one of these waves. That's just too many of these. What's our way to bring back Revenge? I understand that comment. Hey, Tron, where did you end up? Oh, right. Yeah, sure. Castaway can put him back in the yard, in the library. Cool. I think this, well, something's got to give. Question is, can any of the instants and sorceries give? We've got 13. Is that, we could cut probably 1 or maybe even 2 and still be okay, but this is interesting. Like, the stuff that's not related to the thing are these, which is to say, these are more value creatures. This is, I mean, we're never cutting Hoarders, so I'm not even moving them over here. We could cut another Skrillex, I suppose. It has some synergies, but it's not the plan. Our plan is to cast instants and sorceries and pump our Crashers and our Flyers and make our Seize the Storms huge. That's the plan. But Castaway and Astronomer have synergies with the plan, but they are not the plan. Which is fine. We don't need to cut all these. We could keep Castaway as the one we keep. But I kind of like... Let's cut Astronomer as a place to start. And... yeah, I kind of like cutting the Gaze. This is the deck where it can work the best. It does have Flashback, but still pumps the Seas. But I think it's still kind of the worst of our spells here. It's like either that or one of the, like 3 bounce spells is a lot. 5 bounce spells, really. But we don't have a lot of other interaction besides the burn. So we're going to be bouncing our way to victory here, we think. And now we're at 1 more cut. And... probably needs to be one of these creatures, although, again, we could go down to 11 instants and sorceries, and it's still a solid total. Yeah, it could be just Abomination. But I still like Scab Wrangler as a 2-1 that Oppo is worried about. And also, again, you don't need to be pumping out the tokens for this to do some stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. We could cut a Geist Wave, but we just lower our spell count there. Maybe that's okay. Let's do that. I will. Let's do that. I don't love going to 11, but with Revelation being able to be cast twice. Yeah, we don't have a lot of flashback anymore. That's a little bit of a bummer. But I think this is fine. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. See if there's any bling redemptions. Oh, that's right. This doesn't work unless I do this. Did I give you your reading meme? I can't remember now. I think I did, right? Let me know if I didn't. This is certainly not a remembering stream if it's not a reading stream. With 2 Considers, you could even make a case again for the 17, but with the 2 7-mana Storms, I really just want to make sure we hit these, and if we flood out, there's always Revelation to bail us. So, yeah, we didn't get any Midnight Slash. We didn't get any burn. Like, we got literally a burn spell, but no other burn. That being said, I think this could surprise you. I think we can tempo them out pretty good. Crashers, plus all this bounce, plus the pump. And the tricks and everything. I think this is good. I think it'll be less clunky than you think. And let's see. Now we got 4 Festival Crashers. Let's call it like a Lollapalooza joke or something. Give me a Lollapalooza pun. I'm taking too long. Never mind. I'll do it this way. It's a local music festival. Bumbershoot. Nobody will ever know what the hell that means. Skrillex headliner, yep. Bumbershoot was the gigantic music festival. I mean, I guess the original gigantic music festival was Woodstock, but Seattle has had a Labor Day weekend concert series at the Seattle Center for decades. It used to be city funded, like what am I looking for? The city supported it, not funded it entirely, but subsidized is the word I'm looking for. City subsidized concert where it was $10. Like, imagine, all right, it's $10 a day for Lollapalooza, right? It's just like crazy. And now it's not subsidized anymore, so the tickets are real cost. But boy, that back in the day, $10 Bumbershoot. Woo! We're gonna par pull here, see what you think.
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
Well, if I didn't play the reading scene before, I sure played it now, huh? This is a keep. I don't know whether I'm supposed to cast the Castaway or pitch it to the Revelation. Hopefully we get another 2-drop, and then we don't have to make that choice. So I'm going to fire off Consider, looking for an alternative play on turn 2 here. Technically correct. technically correct, but also I need a third land, so I'm going to take this action and mill this away. And yeah, do we against blue-white? Like, just feels like against blue-white we don't want to play this out. Do you agree? I'm going to save it and pitch it. Like, if it were green, I would play it, because green is largely trying to beat you by attacking on the ground. Castaway is going to die in those spots. And here, though, I don't think that's the case. We can day-night it here with our rare and set up for hopefully cheap spells down the road. Let's do that with Oppo stuck on 2. See if we can just really push it ahead by... Because they might make it... If they don't find a land, they're going to make it night for us. Oppo got out of it. And with a great spell, too. Good work from Oppo. And us without our 4th land. Well, here's where we Revelation away the Castaway, just looking for a 4th land. That's what we're going to do. That's going to be what we're going to do here. So in effect, both Oppo and I stumbled for a turn. I had a Revelation to cast to undo my stumble. Oppo had a Fading Hope, but neither of us really wanted to cast those spells on those turns. All right, Oppo missed. That's good to see. We have... there's a bunch of open mana here. They might be trying to counter our Astral Archmage, but I'm not even interested in casting this right now. I just want to get our payoffs down, which means Scab Wrangler, Crasher. Here's where Wrangler is actually the less important card to us. I'm going to start with it and hope that if they have Flip the Switch, they counter this. I mean, that's a scary card, and most people are going to snap that off if they have the counter. And it seems like what Pie Daddy is thinking about, but maybe Pie Daddy is thinking, well, they're blue-red. Maybe I don't care about this Wrangler. That's true that a double spell gives them a trigger, but they're also stuck on mana, and I know that giving a trigger could help, but this looks for creatures, not mana. So I'm going to take the approach of make them choke on it, although it really makes me think they played around. Although it's... boy, if Oppo has figured out that the Wrangler doesn't matter to me and they saved to flip the switch for this Crasher, I am just going to tip the cap. I think that's a great read from Oppo, and we're going to give it to him. The pause, though, certainly something to think about. But also, let's get that counter out of their hand and then land a Skrillex, okay? Yeah, it could just be more bounce. Exactly. It's not that it's... Like, if you showed me the face-up flip, then I just pass. But we don't know for sure it's flip, so... Yeah, it was, but, you know, wasn't sure. And I tip the cap. Oppo, you let me have a Wrangler, and you denied me the card I really wanted. That was well played. I really thought they would counter that. It's quite disciplined to not counter a Wrangler on sight. But now maybe we can punish him with the Wrangler. Let's show you that it's not... Nah, don't go there, Darther. It's almost never that. There's maybe one time in my 3 years of streaming where I really thought the Oppo was sniping. All right, we could consider this one blue mana is really messing with us because we can only do one blue thing, and all of our red stuff costs too much. So really, this is a one spell turn, and we're figuring out what one it is. It could be Revenge. But I don't want to... I can't bounce this, I can't bounce this, and I don't want to bounce that, so it's not Revenge. I could consider and look for both a land and another play. Let's do that. Let's go consider looking for an island, honestly. And there it is. So we'll decline that and put it in our hand and play it. And now we're back to one spell again, but at least we hit our land drop, and we're not going to let it go to night, so we could even pass and hold up Revenge. But yeah, Archmage is now castable, so let's just do that. Then if Oppo wants to go day-night on us, at least we get something out of it. And it is going to make a bunch of relevant spells cheaper, especially Seize and Burn. And if we get it to be a 2/3, we can even 2-spell on these powerful instants and sorceries. That's a good one, Doctor. Or Darther. I saw Who and the D and immediately went to Doctor. I'm on a Doctor Who rewatch with my daughter right now. It's been fun. This is where I almost want to trade off the Wrangler, but I feel like we're going to get, with Revenge and everything, this will start tapping stuff. We're just in a tight spot here, but we're going to take this, and then if it goes nighttime and we have the Archmage still, we're going to be in great shape. We're going to hope that happens. Oh yeah, I can also play the Consider meme we have. That's fair.
Consider this. Consider this.
Now there's 2 party captains we definitely have to party.
Not only am I your ship's captain, I am also your party captain. Woo! We're gonna get it going here in just a few minutes.
I'm your party captain too. And
If we can hold up a blue here, we can Fading Hope the Archmage if they try and candle it. So let's see if we can do that. That means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana to spare, which we could play. How about let's play the Flyer and then bounce our own Mage if they go to try and remove it. And then this gives us tappers and blockers and good blockers against. I mean, if they have bounce, we're kind of in trouble. You like Burn the Dawn Guard, Mike? That's true. We can do that, pay for it, and still have the bounce. Okay, I'm in. That makes sense. That gets a lot of damage off the table and a lot of value off the table for Oppo. And let's pay it the right way. So we can still cling to our Fading Hope. And yeah, I should have just traded with the Wrangler last time. Although, honestly, it's easy to say that because Oppo dropped another threat down. It would look a lot better if this weren't here, right? So, but we're kind of priced into it now. So here we can go like this and only take 2. And this should kill this, which is okay. They're probably going to go to. I mean, people don't mind their disturbed things dying, but I'm fine with this. Oh, and this is not dying. Sorry, of course, Candle Trap says don't worry about it. Anyway, we're still going to bounce block there. That's okay. It's not great, but we're gonna go bounce the Mage. We could also just bounce the Captain. They can't recast it this turn. And they can't get rid of this. So we have this for another turn. I think I'm gonna do that. Hate bouncing a Captain, though. With them at 18 life, oof. We're at 0. Oh, I bounced the wrong one. Hello. Well, I saved some damage. Saved some damage, but that was not my plan. Magic's hard. Streaming's hard. Let it go. See if we can still win. We can pass tonight, get a counter on the Mage, and then This becomes 2 mana, but we don't have anything else to become, and this becomes 2 mana. So we do have 2 instants we can cast. The trouble is, and one of them helps us survive, so there's that. All right, I think we pass here and hope that a counter on the mage gives us enough oomph to see another turn. Yeah, I really meant to save my Wrangler. It's kind of sucks that it's not around. I'd rather be at 5 with Wrangler than 7 without. Start with a block here and make them act first before we do anything. All right, so they're not going to do anything. We go to first strike damage. Do we need to do anything before that? Kind of want to Revelation away a... Yeah, we can bounce the Intruder. They could recast it, but that doesn't matter. So, yeah, let's start there. See what they want to do with it. Oh, it doesn't go to hand. Never mind. They can't recast it. I know my cards. Look, just because you read doesn't mean you have to be snotty about it, okay? Fancy readers. They do draw it back with Captain, but what I said was that they could recast it, and that was patently untrue. It looks like they've bottomed it anyway. Party! I'm not going to play the meme again. I kind of hope they 2-spell. I wouldn't mind another counter on the mage here, and they currently don't have exile for the Candle Trap. So bring it, Oppo. Play something else. But leave me my mage, and then I'll be happy. All right. I think this is fine. I'm like cheering as my opponent's dumping hand at 6 life, but... Could be worse. Now, do we rev here? And if so, what are we pitching? Maybe we pitch... I'm gonna go to my turn, sorry. The timer was going down. I didn't know what I wanted to pitch yet, and this going to 3 means we kind of have the world anyway. So I'm gonna start on Revelation pitching the mountain. I should think I'm just kind of casting. I'm a little worried about the hourglasses, so I'm kind of starting to cast stuff, but I should really think about my turn. I have 6, potentially 7. We can do this for 2, get 5 left. We can do Castaway Seas, for example, and not be dead. But we can also do Seas, Abomination, Revelation, and Revelation might produce more options for us. So given that we have Abomination Seas, even if this goes horribly off the rails, I'm going to do this. Oh yeah, we can do Screely and then Seas, right? How about a 1-mana Seas? I like it. For an 8/8. And are we dead? So many cards to read. Boy, how does anybody play this game if they're not willing to read? Did Oppo misplay? Or you're saying they're going to swing away and get us to 1? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We block 3. And they... get through for 3? Whew. It's like, against blue, you just worry that your elemental tokens get bounced. But that's a... I mean, I don't love that they refilled, but I love that they didn't have a play this and win. Although Oppo has outdrawn us so hard, I don't know how we're going to get there here. Although it looks like they're playing a 40-plus card special. Now I need to win, or like I have to resign in shame. Look at that. Yeah, let's do some hoarding. As a place to start here. We can even follow with C's if nothing here comes up. Another hoarder or a crasher that we could cast. I think we just want hoarder number 2 though, and continue to try and compete on the card quality, or not card quality, card quantity. Yeah, it's true. We could seize again and crasher, although we can't do both here, right? I'm gonna take this. Do this. And yeah, we could do another C's. You would hoarder again. I gotta do something. Again, I got no hourglasses. I'm just kind of looking at chat and doing whatever they say at this point. But, all right, that's cool. Decent hoarding. But we're gonna say no attacks. Maybe I should be, but at 6, I'm gonna say no. Got some good work out of our enchanted mage, so that was still okay. Yeah, it could be Media. It's also, though, partly, you know, go easy on me. Like, I got 0 hourglasses and I'm trying to make calls while streaming. Like, that's definitely part of it. And it's easy in those spots to just say, you know what, no attacks, rather than try and do the math on the attack. But yeah, Season Crasher seems fine here. Although with 2 flyers, I kind of like Castaway Crasher and then have Vitality up. And we can get our burn back. We can get Revenge back. And Geistwave back, sure. Yeah, that's true. I did make my token smaller, but again, I don't have time to think. I'm kind of just doing it. Yeah, I like getting in the air again. Yeah, I should be careful about that, but they're going to stay strong. This will help too. Boy, with the 2 zombies, maybe I was supposed to put this Wrangler back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 blocks on 7 attacks at 6 life. But Oppo's got a fistful of cards and a ton of mana. I just feel like we're still close to like bounce, bounce, and you're effectively dead, right? Yeah, Crash and Seize here, plus... Ooh, do we get to hold up? Oh, we don't get to hold up anything. Let's do this. Yeah, I think we're on crash, seize, and then next turn we go for it and do what we can. If I swing with token now, it just it trades. I'm gonna keep it all back, and we're gonna go for maybe an alpha. I don't know. Again, though, certainly when this was an 8-8, maybe, but not now. Yeah, all y'all being aggressive, maybe you're being right, but I am. You say we're stable in the air, but we are so close to dead with any kind of interaction from Oppo that, given my 0 hourglasses and everything else, I'm just taking the straightforward option. So, I can cast this and still cast both of those. So, how focused am I today? I guess we go at least, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blockers. I mean, yeah, this is 9 attackers, right? So we have straight up block. We're going to add this, giving us +1 blockers. I'm just trying to figure out if we can really attack with both of those. Both of these. Okay. We can threaten lethal, and then I'm going to go with Mike's line. See how they want to approach this. Waving a blocker and vitalitying gives you full tramples. And these are sneaky 7/7s. They seem like 5/5s. Thanks for the help, gang. Exactly. The idea is that okay, so now we're gonna go for lethal. This might not work, but we'll try. Let's see if they. Oh, no pauses. Aha. So that means probably not lethal. Let's see. Maybe, well, let's let this resolve and then do the math. Okay, so 5/5, this is going to be 7. These are going to be, that's 21. Yeah, it still works. So we just, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, yeah. Okay, should be enough. And we don't even really care, let's just kill a token. Good line, Mike. We got there. That was a complicated, difficult game for me, I gotta be honest. I was losing my mind. I think I'd handle that one a little better solo if I weren't streaming, but that's where it's all kind of a mix of pros and cons of difficulty, you know? Oh yeah, I owe you about 5 of these. Still got there. I just wonder, I do wonder how I would have piloted that without streaming. Like, it would have been a little better at least. But we'll do this. We'll notch our first win. And I like this is first win. Where is it?
Thank you. We got one!
The champ is here! The champ is
Definitely my hourglass situation would be at least in better shape. I can be pretty deliberate even with hourglasses, but or even off stream, but definitely helps. Couple considers. Consider that a keep. Since November, almost 3 years. My 3-year streamiversary is coming up, and I started this account when I started streaming. It was my Create for Streaming account. Two drop. Hoarder, we're going to keep. Need some land, but I'm not passing the Hoarder. We just consider again to find the land. And consider again we will over Castaway. Not only do I want to find a way to self-mill this, I really want to cast a Consider and find our third land. Especially a mountain. Nah, 3 years on November 21st. I know that because I decided to make my first stream on my son's birthday, so it would be easy to remember my streamiversary. Decline, take that, give you a Consider meme again.
Consider this. Consider this.
Blue-white again, Castaway in hand again. And with no pressure from opponent, I am again going to decline to play my Castaway. I really want to find a way to self-mill that. We have value mill, and I'd like for that to be part of it. Again, if it's against red or green, where I expect them to be doing heavy ground attacking, I would Castaway, but blue-white, I just feel like you could play a Castaway and stare up at your death for the rest of the game. Love that farmhand. What a card. Great uncommon. Ugh. When you have a 2-lander and a plains and your other color and a farmhand, you're just like, yeah, this hand is great. Well, I'm going to go straight to hoarding. Funny. Oppo thinks this is going to think this was a great one, but well, it's great in that we got 3 lands off the top of our library. I'll take one of them. And we do need 7 eventually, so if we slow up on the lands, this could be fine. You gotta stick magic cards in there somewhere, Hat, if we're gonna talk about me and hoarding. Here, let's see. There's my filed stuff. Here's my rack of listed but not in my filed yet. And then here's a WotC collection a former WotC collection I'm working on buying here, this sealed product. And then I got all my other stuff over here. Anyway, little aside there, because, you know, I don't waste enough clock. Hourglasses, schmourglasses. Yeah, now with Hoarder and a future 3/3, we can totally play the Castaway. I agree with Mike. We'll do that. Get the day-night going as well. Look, those things can both be true. Just because I acknowledge that rope is my issue doesn't mean it's an issue I'm going to intentionally solve. It's just the issue I deal with.
Consider this. Consider this.
Well, they're sending in the Hoarder, and I will snap off the block. That sounds fine by me. Crasher. We could also just pass, let it go Knight, and then with 6 mana, we'd have effectively 10 mana to spend on instants and sorceries, allowing us to cast both Revenge and Burn on Oppo's turn. Is that worth it? Am I being fancy play? Should we just get our stuff going this way? Mike likes it. If Mike likes it, it's probably fine. Ooh, it's like maybe they're going to bounce my mage before it gets a counter. That would be a pretty effective way to thwart some of this. Probably going to revenge the Outrider. They do have Coven, so I like letting them attack, making some blocks, and then getting frisky with it. Yeah, I think we're going to bounce the Outrider and burn the farmhand. That's my plan. You like burning the 1/3? Oh, yeah, burning the 1/3 exiles it. That's a good point. We could just trade with the farmhand, too. So, like, bounce the Outrider, burn the Castaway, trade with the farmhand, take 3. I like it. Especially if they use 3 mana of their stores here to farmhand. Oh, God, I gotta rebuild my PC or buy a new one. It's just complaining all the time. Feels like my fan is gonna die just from overuse. So they are going for the flip. Let's let that happen. They still get action. Now it's on them again. But now, well, it's as old as the stream. Late 2018 is when I got this computer. And I haven't reinstalled the operating system or, you know, reformatted it or anything. Yeah, no, this is fine. Like, we'll take 1 and burn it at end of turn. That's fine. I agree with Mike. Let's take the trade offered. And now here, this is where we'll throw... Well, I should have bounced the Outrider, though, because now they could put it on the Hoarder, and then I'm not going to do anything about the Hoarder, so I probably gave him a counter on the Hoarder here unnecessarily. But maybe they'll put it somewhere else. If they put it on itself, that's great. But if they put it on Hoarder, Oppo kind of got me a little bit for delaying on my spells. Yeah, Math saw it. I said it and then didn't do it, which is classic Spains. All right, they did go for self-counter, which is nice for us. We can even let that happen, doesn't matter. We do it here. Yeah, that's fair, Mike. But we did, it was a risk. Like, risking a counter for the startle may have been fair, especially given the likelihood of them putting it on the Outrider. I would definitely much rather have a 3/5 that I've created than a 4/3, right? I mean, a 4/3 just isn't getting through much more. And this just becomes a house. So maybe, like, optimal play there is realizing that you are giving them an Outrider trigger, but saying, where would you put it if you were Oppo? Hey, I would put it on itself, so it's okay. They might have a flip. I think we're going to make them have it, though. But if they did, when they that could be what they're thinking about, like that they can't pay to, like we could pay for the flip. So maybe they're in a frustration pause where it's like, dang it, I was supposed to be able to counter that. But Mike's got the point here, which is if they can stop this, we just get to seize cleanly. And this is not that huge to get rid of the castaway anyway, but we're gonna try and burn. And no pause there, that's good to know. So with no pause, we don't even need to worry about our play here. And we can hold on the storm. Let's go ahead and flip it today. We can go castaway, crasher, flip it today, get another counter here, and then probably storm next turn. Yeah, I didn't save land because I'm going to do castaway, crash. Oh, now there's a pause. Interesting. I really didn't feel like there was a pause, and now there is. What does that mean? Did they just slam through really quickly, or... I don't know. Well, why didn't it pause when I played burn at the end of their turn, is what I'm saying. Nobody uses auto pass. Doesn't work, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they timed out on a decision. That's true. I guess they timed out so the turn passed that way. Interesting. Yeah, maybe it was that, Mike. Good call. Definitely sending the hoarders back. And with our C's, I'm going to think about Instance in the Yard this time and leave them there, I think. And just do the 2, although I think I'll bring back the burn. It's our only burn spell, so it makes the C's work, but I'm doing it worse, but I'm doing it deliberately. With the Wrangler, we're going to leave our... thing. Leave our decay token. What? Where's my brain today? I don't know. Look, we got to win. Totally reasonable, Mike. Mike didn't like making the C's worse. I think the C's they're going to be good enough, though. As 4/4s with a chance of bigger, but that's fair. It is a clock changer, 4 versus 5 in the abstract, but it's hard to know about clock when the life totals are this high. What's up, D? D loves the doggy barking to hear himself bark. I wonder why D loves the dog who likes to hear himself bark. Well, Oppo had it. Oppo is just done. Oppo didn't want to see the C's. All right. I'll take it. He does often, Shaman. He does, you know, you're not far off there. Go cuddle with mama is something I instruct my dog to do often, and he listens. All right, I'll shut up and leave. Nice. Keep, and I'm going to hold the consider. We've got a turn 2 crasher, and nothing much to do on 3 yet, so why not consider on 3 and actually pump our crasher, and might even consider and wave, depending on what Oppo gets up to. Yeah, I'm going to bounce the Naturalist and consider, get in for 5, and set up our draw. Let's consider first. Ooh, it finally happened. Oh man, and Fading Hope as well. But we're gonna use I'm gonna use Wave from max mana. Yes, Dionysus, I instruct my dog to cuddle with someone in Michigan. That's what I meant. I'm glad you figured that out. Good question, good question. Keep crashing. That's kind of the plan here. Another crasher, which I'm going to do and hold. Yeah, we can bounce the double block. That's a good point. At least give him a try. Give him a chance to mess it up. All right. Mike's got the soul read on Oppos today. I don't think that, let's see, we want, doesn't matter, we're going to bounce the Perforator and eat the 2/2. And look for a land on the scry, we got it. So now we're heading into our 5s, and that looks great. Yeah, we should win this one barring bombs from Oppo. I mean, some bombs could come along and take this, but barring bombs, I think the 5s in our hand are strong enough to take us home. And in this case, we don't even have one of our seizes yet, so we could go Castaway. But yeah, we can just crash, so let's start there. Start with the crash. And at this point, I'm going to attack with the 2/2 as well. And yeah, we'll follow with the creature. Creature into burn is going to be much better for us. Oh, they're going for that. So now I guess I'm on burn. I mean, this isn't what I planned to do, but if Oppo is just going to give us another 2-for-1, we're going to take it. No, I like this, Mike. Come on, let's. I mean, how do they win after this? How do they win from here? I just don't think they can. He says, daring the magic gods to prove me wrong. We'll go Screely now. Ooh. Well, now I like, I mean, we could rev. We have to pitch a crasher to do it. We might just find another creature and win, but also with all this open mana, I don't trust it. You think, well, it's not swing. Yeah, I mean, you just want to go for it. I mean, that's the thing. Yes, I can do the math that unmolested revelation attacks is lethal. I just I'm not 100% of it, and I'm just making sure before I do something as significant as pitching the crasher, right? However, we can do it twice, right? So I guess we do it twice and then it's there. Never mind. Yeah, sorry. I forgot that this would be cheaper in the yard too. Yeah, so let's do it. But we can do it at instant speed, right? So let's also send in. I haven't specifically done a ton of red-blue spells specifically, but I have a ton of success with red spells, yes. Crashers are my new best buds. Red anything. Great play from Oppo. Look at that. As I said, I was saying, I really teased the Magic Gods in saying, how can we possibly lose this, right? However, I still feel like, how do we possibly lose this? I mean, I can rev away the island and untap into the Castaway. So we're still looking good, but great stabilization turn for Oppo. Just gotta tip the cap on Oppo, making us earn it every step of the way. A bit floody, but not a problem. Castaway at a solid 3 or Skrilly at a possible 4+. At 5, I just like this 2-swing certainty at 1 card, so I'm going to go with Castaway. Although, probably do this and leave 1 of each up just for fear. And what do we want? Probably another flyer. We just like flyers are good. With the burn is always nice to get back. Revenge. I know these are spells that could power up a possible seize. I just don't think the game's going that long. They could get more fight, though, and extend it. That's a desperation play. And hopefully I don't find a result that helps them. Yeah, we're flooding, but hey, if you're going to sign up for flood, do it when you're ahead anyway. And at 10, this is somewhat nerve-wracking. There are definitely, like, a lunatic. Like, we're going to try to play around some stuff, like Frenzy. But at the end of the day, we're going to go for the win, too. And attack. But I'll block the painter almost no matter what here. But we could just be dead to, let's see, 5 more mana. Okay, we're not dead on Lunatic. What is it? Lunatic Frenzy with this block. Does it matter, Mike? My thought on blocking was we win next turn or they've got us destroyed here. Lunar, that's right. I think I have Lunatic in my head because I found a band called Lunatic Wolf and used it for my Red Wolf Band song. I think I had Lunatic and Red in my head. Lunatic Wolf, your South African Strokes influenced band that I found looking for wolf bands. All right, nice 3-0 start. We started 4-0 yesterday and then finished 4-3, so, you know, nice start can lead you to some decks that destroy you. Well, here I am waiting. Maybe they're having a sudden issue. Sounds like people are not pairing or something in chat, so Doherty having the problem as well. Oh, there we go. Well, we got in. That spelling of Doherty is my wife's maiden name. So whenever I see that, makes me think of that. Everybody has the way they explain their name to somebody. For example, if I introduce myself to somebody, I say and they need to make a note of my name, I say I'm Ryan with an R, Spain like the country. To distinguish between Brian and to explain my last name. I think we keep this on the strength of these cards. Anyway, Margaret, when she was Doherty, liked to say Doherty, E-R-T-Y, like on the keyboard. Because, like, E-R-T-Y is all in a row on the traditional keyboard. E-R-T-Y all in a row. I'm gonna crash and hope we find some sort of land to get the revelation going. Ah, Margie. That's why, my wife's dad was distinctly Irish in his cultural heritage. And all right, let's see. Well, we got our third land, so we're gonna send Crasher. Well, yeah, we'll send Crasher, and because I'm definitely a Revelation, so might as well get some value out of the Revelation here with this attack. Probably pitching a Seize. The first one is pretty far away, although I guess I could pitch one of my blue cards, like maybe even the Wrangler, which we know is not that great anyway. I think we could get rid of the Wrangler, because then hard casting a Seize on 5 twice seems fine. Seems good. See, even I have a lightning rod mentality about this card. Even though it's not that great in our deck, I'm disinclined to get rid of it because somehow it's Scob Wrangler. You don't get rid of that. But in this case, we do. Oppo pausing on 3 mana, green and white. So we're looking at Turn the Earth, Blessed Defiance, Cathar Commando, Flare of Faith, not Commando where they would have cast it. Exorcism, unlikely. Duel, Pump Spell, Clear Shot. Although, yeah, Clear Shot would not have been a kill, so they wouldn't have gone for it. That's true. I like sending in here and Vitalitying if they go for the Outrider block, and then Crasher, or maybe just Hoarder if they don't. Yeah, probably if they don't, we go Hoarder, but let's see. Let's see if they want to... Ideally, they block and we Vitality and Crasher, and this is just an excellent turn. But more than likely, we hit for 1 and play a Hoarder and set up for a next turn. Get some instants in the yard for the seizes wouldn't be bad, although we didn't find any, so we'll just take the... We got our land sitch basically covered. I wouldn't mind a second island here, but we're actually got a solid red hand anyway, so this is a time where not keeping the blue is okay. We only have the 1 blue spell anyway. It's going to be our play next turn, probably. Just get everything cheaper before we start going off here. Hey, speaking of getting everything cheaper, we could just play the Archmage instead. If we do that, we can do Archmage Crasher. I like that. Get Day-Night going. Let's do that. Certainly, if they have a fight spell, they're going to use it on the Archmage, which I don't mind. It's kind of a make-them-have-it type deal. Yeah, I'm too late to swing first. I should have, but I really like having this going, so I don't mind that I didn't take that chance, but should have given him a shot to screw up. Yeah. That's fair, Mirror, but I really like getting Day-Night going with this thing and just saying, look, Oppo, you know you got to kill this, so either you're going to kill it right away and I don't worry about it, or I'm going to start taking over the game with it. You tell me. Yeah, no text. Mike totally correct on the clear shot, and there you go. They had it, but we got it out of their hand, and now we can follow with this stuff and still be in fine shape. Second blue source, interesting. We can go Screel and have Stolen Vitality up, and up, but only if we cast it this way. Look at me, not letting auto tap screw me. No, I like this because then we can still do it and it doesn't look like we have much. Although, they got a lot of open mana and cards too. We'll see how this works out. You're not timed out, D. I just don't like answering the same question a million times. I'll let you know if status changes. Well, that says they've got something, which is unfortunate. We have to act first. I can't just accept... Well, I could accept these blocks. Yeah. Maybe I'll actually do this, and if we trade their farmhand for our hoarder, and then be okay with that. But if they act first, we may get a nice blowout with Vitality, so I'm going to risk it. Risking for biscuiting. I think they really want that farmhand. I'd be surprised if they are just letting it go. Just so. But that means with the Indestructible, so we let that happen, take a look. Now at 4/4 Indestructible, casting this doesn't even save our Crasher, but it lets us know that now we want to save the Hoarder. Oppo got screwed by the auto tapper because they could be flipping their farmhand here. Maybe they just knew they had that behind. Okay, that makes sense. But still should have kept the farmhand option up, right? But not like we all haven't been screwed by the auto tapper before. 4, 5, 6. We can get 7 and have C's plus Rev. But I'm going to risk it for Biscuit and rev away the island looking for another land for the follow-up C's, as opposed to playing the island and having to rev away a C's. So I'm going to try it.
Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
Hoarder we'll play later. I like getting a C's down now. And yeah, we'll offer a Crasher as well here. Why not? What you got, Oppo? A lot of mana, 2 cards. Well, at least now they're 2 creatures away from flipping farmhand, but now they're only 1. We still have Rummaging in the deck because of the Observer, but 5, 6, 7, 8 gives us Hoarder and C's, so we're going to go ahead and... Well, I'll start with a Hoarder, and we can always just drop Island and Seas anyway. So let's start with the card draw and then follow with the build around uncommon. Fading Hope, or I guess Fading Hope just kind of wins now, right? Oh, not quite now. We bounce the Phantom, They have 2 blockers. We can attack with 3 things. This gets a little bigger. It's pretty darn close. I'm going to call it... Oh, Oppo's like, no, close enough. I'm done. Yeah, I was starting to do the math, but then maybe Oppo beat me to it and was just like, all right, I'm done. Well, it's not often that I start at my maximum tilt and slowly get less and less tilty as the day goes on, but that's what's happening here, is I started with a tech difficulty that had me out of my mind. You didn't see that part, as I was cursing at everything in the house. But now I'm just 4-0, so hey, what do you know? Ryan wins 4 times and is like happy. Woo! Now, we've been talking about that too, D. You haven't been here every day, though, but I've been observing that the format has self-corrected in a way that, for example, Forgotten Realms did not. The community coming to understand how to make a red deck function has been critical to this format not sucking. All right. Keeping and crashing. Festival Crasher, Festival Crasher, Festival Crasher Vitality is the current plan. Oppo on the mole. Us with our 4th land. Good to see. Since we're looking to crash Vitality. Hey, even better. I mean, I could play Crasher because of the Vitality, but I'm totally much rather go Abomination now, Crasher, and then Vitality. Then we're just looking pretty darn Pearl Jammy. Couple of Abominations certainly remind me that I can get one of these. Okay, this is an interesting spot. Kind of like Crasher still. And then next turn we can go Wrangler and maybe hold one thing back and have a tap if we need it. Wrangler and Crasher do give a free tap of the flyer. That's a great point, Mike. Then we don't have to use the Vitality this turn. And we still get 2 creatures out. We just don't get the triple Crasher pump sitch. But I like Mike's point. Let's do that. Do we want to tap to get in here, though? We can also hold, tap at the end of their turn, and have an amazing attack next turn. I think I like that better than tapping to attack here. Yeah, I know. But we just have a clean, like, swing away with everything. If we... we could also just offer Abomination for Abomination. What about send and don't tap? I like that. I'm going to send and not tap. You want to trade Abominations? Great. And in fact, ideally, we find something else to do besides Vitality next turn. Another, maybe our 4th Crasher. That would be sweet. if I can one time a 4th Crasher. Quad Crashers ahead of Vitality would be pretty sweet. Thing is, if they don't play anything we need to Vitality to save, we might not want to run this out this turn. Land is okay too, though. We need some of that. Let's just... Oh, I could have tapped that, but it didn't matter, right? So with the Wrangler, I'm not going to send the zombie. We're going to just do this. If Oppo has some flash blockers or some... I don't know what flashy is in 4 mana in Grixis, but... I got the Vitality, so I'm going to make him have something here. Yeah, Intruder, good call. Yep, should have thought of that by now. Not like I haven't played a million times in this format now. But this is cool. Maybe they flip this. Could be a flip situation. I don't know what they're doing. But of course, the deck on the splash gets their 3 mana. They're 3 colors. Hey, David, scoreboard. Yeah, we could be playing into some sort of sweeper here, but classically, I'm not going to play around it. Although in the 4-0 bracket, you start to, like in the undefeated bracket, you start to play around the rares that. In fact, like this is almost. I think that's what's happening here. I think that's a great read, Mike. Like Mike says, hope for no burn the house down, burn down the house, but. It could be a damage trigger, but it also feels like a, well, I'm going to lose all the creatures anyway, might as well get 2 more in. That being said, we're going to let him have either one. I'm not going to block with a Crasher. But I am feeling now that we could be about to lose our board, and therefore our first game. But make him have it. Let's see. Feels very sweepery. Watch out, you might get what you're after. Can't save it because it doesn't pump to 6. Well, let's see if we can rebuild. They've only got 3 cards, we got 2. This ain't over. We'll put that in our graveyard because it's maybe I should just take it. Let's see, what do we got in our yard though? Not much. Yeah, we got nothing that really pumps it, so actually I'm going to pitch it because it doesn't do much right now. There we go, and we play this instead. Julus! Thank you for the sub. No, that's not fair. All right. I liked our ability to fade 1 burn down the house. I'm not sure about 2. Don't really have counter magic in the deck. We don't even have a flip, do we? Which is fine. We're very proactive here. I still like all the Esper colors best, but I love a spell deck as well. I mean, that's where I'm at. I mean, I think if you're just going to be strictly about power level and win percentage, I still think the Esper band is where you want to be, but it's all pretty tight as long as you find the open lane. I think the most powerful thing you can draft is the open lane in this format. Well, Castaway, at least if they burn it down, would come back as a flyer. Yeah, we could pass for Night here, especially given this spell lurking anyway. I could also attack and Vitality, but the Elementalist isn't worth it. It's not perfect, D. I mean, you still understand that the Esper colors tend to have the most powerful cards, so it's not like a perfectly balanced limited format, but it has self-corrected in that there's enough competition for the known good stuff that you can still do a lot of different things. I guess I'm going to do this, but I still don't want to... I mean, I can 2-spell here and flip this, but then they're just really compelled to burn down. Although if I can... Yeah, I just don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here. Mike says, grow the mage, get damage in, vitality might give us a trample win. I mean... The thing is, if we commit any more to the board, they're going to burn it down again. This thing's not going to be big enough to be saved by the vitality, right? We turn it into a 3/3 that gets an extra point of toughness, which doesn't survive. But yeah, Castaway, since it doesn't exile, at least says if you're going to burn everything down, we get a creature out of it. Yeah, we do. We just don't want to burn this down, but this gives it both ways. Now, if they do burn it down, we get a flyer. If they don't burn it down, we keep our mage. Boy, if we find a way to win this one, even I'll be impressed, but I'm not, I really feel like we're still in the doghouse against the sweeper spell. But we know about it, that certainly helps. And also, it's the fact, I love this design, by the way. A classic way to design a Magic card. Ooh, in this case, if they're going to do this, let's just block. I can even block and vitality. You say take the 3? I guess we don't want this dead until this is gone, right? Yeah, it could be why would they splash Reunion, though? That's fine, no blocks. But they don't need something good in the yard because they've already got something good in the yard. I guess it's probably a Diregraph Horde, and they were hoping to get both Castaway and Seas, and instead they're just going to get Seas? Oh, no, I guess not. Could hold this. We've already cast. No, we haven't cast, so maybe we start sandbagging land. Although we do need 7 mana without the mage for the flashback. Seize and Vitality add a counter to the mage, but set us up to just lose to this. So I guess we're just sitting here holding back, but that's where it's like, at what point do we block? I'm going to say no attacks. I'm going to pass the turn, but I do think I need to call their bluff, question mark, or try to figure out what this attack is about and why they want this dead. Yeah, I should have attacked. I don't know. I'm getting distracted by... I feel defensive because of the burn down the house. I think that's what made me not attack there. I mean, it turns out to not matter because of the defenestrate, which I should give you a meme on a couple times now.
All things that I used to know have gone out the window.
Maybe they'll go offensive with the burn now, with this board the way it is. But it doesn't look like it, or else they would have done it pre. No real choices now, though. We're going to block and pump and try to get them to do something here. So, something instant speed here. I guess we'll either find out what it is or keep guessing. yeah, it's my viewers make the memes, so you could get in on it for sure. I don't know if there's a check it with Hat. I don't know if we have a if there isn't a meme making channel, maybe I'll another thing to put on the near back burner, but like some guidelines. What I should do is create some good guidelines for meme making so that people can get some guidance on how best to approach it. Here we are again, trying to figure out how to deal with an Oppo with a known burn. It's just not a great spot. I think we're just, now we just play the C's. And, it's still just going to be a 3-3, but maybe it gets them to use their, burn down the house, and we can at least have Crasher and Castaway back. Yeah, because that was the problem, D. You made this brilliant, fantastic, start-to-finish, plug-it-right-in meme, except you used your head. So I said no. That's what happened. It was perfect except for the fact that he used his head. Mike says, take it. I guess we are trying to race, but what is the plan? I don't have a good plan. Don't have a good plan, Mike. And now Oppo with a Mythic to make it worse. We can 2-spell here, and we're going to do it. At the very least, I mean, because they can just go wide with the burn down the house now is the problem. So many hours went into it. Well, in the sense that you needed to be born and grow up into an adult before you could film yourself for 2 seconds as an adult. Yeah, it took years. It took years, really, to get that meme ready. Let's see. We got anything? Yeah. I think we're, yeah, this one's totally slipping away. I don't think we're winning this. Could it be a repeat of yesterday? 4-0 into 4-3. Again, I'm always happy to, well, I shouldn't say always. You've seen me mad winning more than 4 times, but in general, I try to be satisfied with ending up with 4 wins in any given event. And no real choices from Oppo here. We gotta try to take out the flyer we can take out and pile on here. Is this got pumping or something? What is this? Whenever you cast a spell, discard deals X damage. So when it dies, we're kind of just dead there if we go too low. But this is all we got. And they got another corpse cobble here they might be just looking to rebuild off of. I don't know. But so many tools for Oppo, so few tools for us. Feels almost certain we're taking a first loss here, but crazier things have happened, I suppose. So let's keep taking a look. Just really tough now because we're at a virtual 1. You know, they make 3 devils that die into pings, and we're at a virtual 1. But an instant to make, oh, and then we're at virtual dead, right? Because we're virtual dead, because if this dies, we just we need to bounce forever. Like what we need to do is find bounce for burn down the house tokens, or we're dead. And they really even have the corpse cobble combo, right? If they have 5, if they, in fact, a little surprised they played the Gale Drifter. Maybe they didn't do the math, but like if they go burn down the house, make tokens there, they can untap, sack all 4 of their creatures, and we're straight dead. But this didn't help us at all, right? So I'm gonna move on. This this game became unwinnable with that, with if not the previous lack of a good draw, certainly that one. Let's see if I can find it through my buttons. Mike had a line to possibly win. Probably should have chased it. Gave up a small percentage there. I've had double my usual coffee, so give me a break. I'll be right back. I'm back. All right, back in. Took a loss, but deck has been performing pretty well. A little light on lands, but we're on the draw, so this is pretty easy keep. My earbuds have stopped working because I went out of range of my computer, so I'm going to reset via this method. Hey, much better turn to play here. Land, though, please. Land, land, land. Wow, tapping doesn't usually put much of a fear into me, but let's see what Oppo's got on top. This is not a great card, but it's playable if you're short on playables. I mean, it can get you a 2-for-1 over time. Now I'm worried. No land yet in 2 draws, and 3 strikes and we're out. All right, whew. Still not even quite like there. Do we Vitality or we attack? You can also just play Castaway here. Don't mind Castaway in this situation. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. We could go bounce attack. I don't know. Those are the 2 lines. Hammer's questioning bounce attack. I'm looking at Castaway as a good blocker for the Warden. Yeah, we can at least attack first. That's a good point. As always, that's one of my leaks, not thinking it all the way through. So, okay, let's start with an attack. We know we're doing that. But the reason I haven't even bought, like, here's where I need to stop, because do we bounce this out of the way or not? Setting this back, not a bad idea. Let's let and see if they want to block, though. Pretty easy Vitality if they block. And then we can also, of course, wave anyway if they don't block. So they didn't block, which is we thought. And then, so now I'm just going to go through with my Castaway plan, though. I'll take that. Mark, you say no block? I'm blocking. It's like my plan. Also, we milled away 3 non-lands, so obviously it was correct, Mike. See? See, Mike? Objectively. Mike's already on me. Don't! You swing before you play that Hoarder, Ryan. It's true, we got Vitality and Wave, so it's a pretty straightforward attack here. I hope they do, because we got the Geist Wave. However, let's see, it gets Trample, right? So, okay, we'll do both. So we'll do Vitality. They're going to do their response, and then we wave in response, and it's kind of a 2 for 2, but it clears their Wardens off the board and stuff, so this is worth it. Hey, if this works, great. I just figured they have something here. They wouldn't have blocked if they didn't, right? There we go. Big smack. Untap, find a basic, and then we have new questions on Skrill versus Burn, but probably no land, we just Hoarder, and that's pretty... Oh, we also have Castaway to consider. All right, there's our land. We wanted that. I'm going to just play it, and then... I'm going to send the attack in. Burn obviously blows out a double block pretty significantly, and if they single block with Sentry, we can do something like ping the... Well, do we even care? Maybe I don't do this yet. Because they do have a no matter what we do trade Sentry for Crasher unless we burn the Sentry. And I don't think I want to do that yet. So I'm going to go with the Skrillex to reduce the cost of our burn and get up in the air. They do have Coven. We could see if we were willing to break up Coven and pass our turn having only done that. That's probably fine. All right. Yeah, if they have, but do they? Yeah, they do have the farmhand for Coven. Let's put them to the test. Also, if they block Sentry on Crasher, we can just let that happen and still play the Skrillex, right? I mean, we lose our Crasher, but they lose their Coven. They lose one of their best creatures on board, and we get to advance our agenda in a way we really like. They're thinking about that exact thing right now, I think, that not only could we blow them out with a trick, but that it's not even necessarily great for them for us not to have a trick. Yeah, they'll get Coven. There's a million things they'll get Coven back with, but the point is they don't have the option next turn of simply flipping the farmhand and getting in. Although if they, at 3 mana, if they draw another basic land, they can. That's fair. But no matter what, Crasher is trading for Sentry. So let's just let this happen and then decide what we want to do here. I guess we let them spend their turn on... I think I'm going to go Hoarder here. Yeah, Skrillex is a play too. What I'm thinking of is play something that can trade with a 3/3 lifelinker, and then we don't care that much. Although we can also let them get 1 smack of lifelink and also not care that much. So the Skrillex says, okay, let him hit us for 3. And the Hoarder says, let's trade. But we'll go ahead and do this for now. Yeah, you want to put this in front of that? If they flip this into a 3/3, you're just throwing your 2/4 build around game win condition in front of the 3/3 against white-green. That's the plan? I don't know if that's the plan. I want to protect this thing. Whereas Hoarder, I'll throw in front of farmhand all day long. Oh, yeah. Sorry. That's why I was considering it, though. But this does reduce cost. So, like... Interesting turn. A lot of choices there. You could really do the Burn, the Hoarder, the Castaway, or the Skrillex. Sorry for misunderstanding you, Elgar. But you can see where I was coming at when I was thinking about what you were saying. Like, I didn't want to put the Skrillex at risk, but you were on a line that didn't produce that risk. See, now this is interesting. It's a kind of a free attack for them. They haven't sent anything else. If they had Flare of Faith, I think they would have sent everything. So I am going to force the activation. The reason not to block this way, as Mike is suggesting to block, is if you are thinking they might have Flare. But the thing is, if they had Flare, they have attacks here as well. So only if they're trying to disguise their Flare by not attacking with the Search Party Captain is this going to get us. And if they do, man, have I got to tip my cap to that. Yeah, if they Flare, they don't get lifelink, but we lose our... no, it is human, so they would kill this. But I don't want to trade Flare for Skrillex, but we're going to risk it, is my point. All right. We don't have... Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3 things affecting... C's, so we can make a 3/3, or we can Hoarder, potentially find something to do. I like Hoarder and see what we find to do. Although I guess we could kill the Burn, or we could burn the Accursed now if we were worried about this lifelinker. It's just that if we play Hoarder, we have a block on it, but not in the face of the Mentor. So maybe the Mentor needs to die. Does the Mentor need to die? Probably. So I'm going to do all of that. Well, we can burn the lifelink, but then we just are facing this +3/+3. But yeah, we can hold up the burn and see if they want to go for it. Play that game. I'm willing to play that game. Let's play that game. It's telegraphed, though, because we didn't cast these. That being said, this takes all of their mana to activate. They have not shown any other trick in hand. So I like that we are forcing them to think through shields down or not. Could even go for the search party captain here, but we want to burn the lifelinker in response anyway, so we got to make them try and do it there. They could just go pump on the captain, though, but let's see what they want to do, bottom line. I don't like that play, Oppo. You know I could have done other stuff. This is just throwing this away. A little surprised they're doing this. Castaway into reshuffle good stuff into C's to pump the Skrilly, and then that's looking decent. Let's get the burn. Making these C's smaller again, but right, I'm just trying to find the cards that win me the game. Yeah, there's plenty of things we could have found, but I mean, it's hard to argue too hard against my choice to put 3 power in the air, right? Chat wants to keep the C's reasonably large. I don't think it matters. I would rather draw the spells that win the game in the air. So I'm going to take, certainly at least, yeah, I'm going to do this. Suck it, C's. We don't need you. And I'm getting aggro here. 2-turn clock. And I put a bunch of stuff back in the deck to support that clock. Heck, find some spells. We win next turn. Let's go consider into one of our pump spells. How about that? Although Oppo rolling over our stuff, I don't know if they're reading or planning, but we'll see. Maybe both. Masticon, thanks. I mean, hey, I like the Luis style too, so I don't mind. I think Luis brings a lot of great stuff to the table, but I liked bringing something different to the table for a week. That was a lot of fun. All right, so now Stupid Weaver makes me want to Hoarder first here and consider our plan there. There's the Consider. We can take the Wave and... Do we take the Consider in the sense that we can potentially 2 instant with it? Or is the Wave enough? Wave is probably enough here, right? I mean, they haven't shown anything to stop what we're doing. We can Wave the Weaver, and then it should be enough to even just attack through it next turn. Wave, yeah, we could wave the Mentor Wearer. That's just overthinking it. We want to block. We want to get the reach out of the way. Yeah, sorry, I should have saved the land. I'm being a little being a little short-sighted and feeling like the game is over on this stuff or it's not, but if there is a long game, I should be holding the land for the long game, yes. But now we're showing lethal in the air even through a Weaver. Even with a 1/1 seize, it's enough. And it wouldn't be, it'd now be a 3/3. We got back to 3/3 on it. Yeah, it's less about feeding the storm token, except in the sense that feeding the storm token is feeding our storm Skrillex. Tap, tap, tapping at the window is a great sign for us. That's a desperation move right there. No, the seize itself is already in the yard. But yes, if that was in our hand, you'd be right. It was just in the yard. It's hard to tell when it's the only card, right? When your hand is empty. So it looks like it's in your hand. I kind of wish there was a little stronger treatment on the in-graveyard cards. So that when your hand was empty but you had graveyard relevance, it was clearer. 5-1, we got some profit, very nice. All right. Can keep this on the strength of the Considers, and they certainly feed the seas nicely. Give us a mountain in the top 2, or was it, yeah, top 2 mountain would be nice. How about this? If I'm going to ask the Magic Gods, I might as well just say, give us a Castaway on top and a mountain right underneath. Castaway, this one, exactly, except on top for us. No Castaway, but we got our mountain, so we're happily going to draw that. And get our crashers going. I was about to say crasher and then got to say plural. Crashers. Looking like our curve is going to be crasher into Archmage into crasher consider, something along those lines. I like running this out and making them stop it, or we win, right? More crashings, but I'm going to stick to the plan. Although consider now for another mountain ensures double crasher next turn. We could go consider crasher. They also have potential flip mana up. So maybe we go for that. I'm gonna go with the consider play. We both need the mana next turn. I'm afraid of the flip. If they stop the consider or the crasher, that's probably going to be better for us long game than the mage. And if they've got the intruder, we don't lose our castaway after the consider. We can at least take out the intruder. I guess we could, but we take out the intruder. So let's send in. Hey, Mr. Sultan, thanks for the game. Gotcha on the pump there. That was the only... I thought I was telegraphing that I had the burn, but maybe you felt like you couldn't beat me if I had it and just had to make me have it. All right, so back to blockers. All right, so they're going for it. We get to consider, and then it's just like, what do you got? We might even consider to a Geist Wave that saves us from Castaway Pump or something. But really, they're just happy to lose their Castaway, I think is what's going on here. No? All right, they're going to flip that. We still get the pump, though. So even though we don't get the consider extra card, that's a fine result for us, really. No, I don't work at WotC. I was able to stream while I was working at WotC, but it was only for work if they were specifically asking me to do some sort of community engagement stream. I was, for a while, kind of the public face of Magic Online, and as such, I did several streams around that stuff. That's a bummer. What did they get from us? Did they get? Okay, they at least didn't get one of our creatures in the yard, or one of our value cards from the yard, like Seize the Storm. That's my little, that, I gotta turn off the sound on my Slack, but that would mean remembering to do it when I'm not streaming, which I just literally never do. I'm gonna go with the mage here. Then if we find a basic land, we at least have burn up, and if they can't stop this, then that's good for us too, because we can actually pass, go to night, and have even cheaper burn. Yeah, that's the thing. I know that when commonly used apps make noise on stream, people think it's theirs. That's why I want to turn it off, but I forget all the time. Well, now a Geist Wave would be fun to give us that thing back, but finding fourth land, even more important, opens up everything else about this sitch. Trouble is, targeting a graveyard trespasser requires pitching a card. Do we want to do any of that? I think we go, certainly, we're not doing anything this, we're going to let this go to night as a starting point. Yeah, especially given that it screams flip. So let's pass this turn. Although, could attack with the Crasher again. I'm willing to... Although, casting Burn... Nah, I'm gonna say no attacks. We've got a nice instant speed effect. We're smelling the flip. Might as well play around the flip and get the Knight we want. Although, of course, it does help the Glutton as well. But, you know... It's not even that big on the Glutton. Whatever, like, I guess they get two now, but it's really just an extra point of power for this board. So, do we want to fire something off before they draw? I'm going to say no, because they might just spend the turn on the Castaway anyway, and we might want to use the burn on it. Yeah, so there's that. With our flyers about to come online, I kind of like getting rid of theirs and being able to block the Glutton. Maybe if they attack, I probably put double block and burn and accept that even losing our Archmage is worth it. If they don't attack... And yeah, Seize gets a lot worse in the face of a Glutton. That's unfortunate, but we're just going to try and get there in the air here, play the Screely here, and do this stuff next turn. Could do Crash or have Seize up, but I've got to find something to pitch. We're going to wait until we find a land to pitch to that. Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking of the other one. Oh, Revelation is what I was thinking. This is the mana, right? Like, with the Archmage reducing the cost, I saw 2 in a red. What do I have in my deck that's 2 in a red? Oh, it's that common. No. We'll do this, though. Do we know they have a grafted identity? Why are we playing around a rare? Let's go Crasher Abomination here ahead of the Seas. But not ahead of attacks. Start with a flyer attack. Oh, milled and shuffled back in. Thanks. I was like, how do you know? Why are we playing around a rare? I didn't even see it. Thanks for paying attention, chat. You're my hero. Hook Massacre would indeed be just that, but I'm especially going to make him have a mythic. Yeah, this is going to be like the worst Seize the Storm ever. But it still pumps. And we still get to cast it twice before they can get rid of it. I guess they get to... Well, wait. Do we even want... Like, we can let this flip happen, and then we get to recast it. Yeah, so never mind. We decline, let them counter that one, and then we play the other one? Although, if we pay, then they don't get their zombie token. Either way, we end up with one token, right? Oh, that's right. They still get a zombie token even when we counter it. Okay, so given that, we'll let that happen so that we can re-trigger again. I know the magic rules. I was testing you and you all passed. Good work. Good work. If we send Crash, we can send the zombie and say, like, look, you want to eat the zombie? Oh, I guess they get a free eat, because they're not going to block here, right? So we'll just send these. That's fine. Or do we have more to send? We could send these both, in which case 6, 7, 8, 16. I guess that presents lethal, so yeah, we should send everything. I meant to send that too, but I think we just send everything. Right? Because we even have a chump on the backside, and this is just, they have to block. I don't have one, D. It gets updated too quickly. Oh, you're talking to Hat. Sorry, good. Yeah, maybe Hat has one, but... I'll talk to Hat offline. Maybe we'll come up with a more specific way to set up meme contributions.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
One stumble, but we're cruising towards trophy. Are we going to get a little trophy here? Let's try. 2 shots. We ain't got a foul to give here. Another solid keep. And another... I'm not even gonna... Well, I can play the Fading Hope because it won't telegraph unless they play a 1-drop. And I guess maybe there's 1-drops. I might hope. I'm not sure. Crasher here is great. Consider Into an Island is kind of what we're looking for here. Got it. I guess I could have done it pre, but I wasn't going to use it here anyway, so this is all right. Look at this bounce. We're just gonna... Revenge, hopefully into Seize, into more bounce. I think we let this happen and see what they've got as a third play here, third turn. Ah, there you go. So with that, I'm now going to go ahead and bring this back to hand. We'll keep the Hoarder, though. And I think we hoard now. I mean, we could revenge this back. If we go Crasher, we're paying 4 mana for a Crasher, which is why I don't like it. I think I'm going to go Hoarder. And not a bad hoarding. We'll take a blue since we have a lot of smaller blue spells. And I don't mind this trade. Feels like maybe a Startle, though. Right? I don't know if we want to trade Hoarder for a Startle. That's the thing, Math. It'd be fine if we're trading for Scob, but I don't think they're offering a Scob in a blue-black deck. I think they're offering a Startle, and I'm going to say no blocks. And I think we offer the Hoarder and they probably don't block, and then we just seize. Masticon wants to stay back and get cute on defense. I think we just eventually cast all this stuff. I want to have our powerhouses out first. I want to make our Seize token bigger with the Revenge. I want to pump our Crasher with the Revenge. So if we go into Revenge mode now, we miss out on all this value with the synergies of our deck. So I'm going to go Seize now, and then next turn we have Crasher Revenge, and then after that we have Revenge plus whatever. The only question is whether we offer Hoarder for Abomination, and the answer is yeah. Yeah, we do. Probably more attacks. Whatever they had to justify their Scob attack last turn, they probably have this turn. Now it looks like they're holding it back on defense, which we hope to really punish them with. Punish them for. All right, they got our Seize. Stinky, stinky. Still my least favorite card in this format. Because of its design and its impact and all that stuff. Yeah, sure. Startle was what was my read on it before. Let's go Crasher and hold up Rev. Yeah, we can also actually play. Well, if we play the Mountain, I can't pitch it. We can also be Defensive Revenge. That's fair. Defensive Revenge better than Defensive Revelation. Does the similar thing. One thing I was thinking, though, is the only thing I guess we can revenge the Scob, and that could affect things for us. I just don't love where this leaves us, but yeah, we're definitely doing something on D here, and I should give us both chances. We'll hold the Rev. We'll use Revenge now. Yeah, and bouncing the Lord is what we want to do. And we're going to do Revenge before blocks to understand if this is getting interfered with before we make blocks. Acceptable. We are still going to offer for this Hoard. Hoarder plus which one? Which is better for us? I guess these elemental tokens get better. They're weak to bounce. Yeah, we can triple block and see what they want to do. Because we do expect Startle, right? Yeah, let's play around the Startle then and let them choose. Unfortunately, they might take our C's, but hopefully we end up with one of these. Yeah, triple block, we play around Startle, so then it's up to Oppo. We don't even get to choose. Oppo lets us know what we get to keep. There's something we can rev, although rev away a land, find another land, and we still have the revenge, so that's cool too. Let's start with the rev, although it's an instant, so maybe it's sorry. Think through your turn, Ryan. 11 to 14. We can't really face a crackback, so we might be on rev main phase, revenge on defense, or yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not even going to swing with Crasher. I don't think we have, like, with this kind of crackback and this Lord. I mean, I know we can revenge the Lord. But anyway, let's start here. Still might swing with Crasher. Could hold this for Rev again. But I think we want the revenge over the Wrangler here. So now, let's see. If we attack, we have one defender, effectively a second defender. We can bounce. We're taking this. I guess we bounce a token. I'm going to say no attacks, though, because Crasher has an eat on a zombie token if they go for a big swing here. The decay tokens are an interesting aspect of this format because they're such a non-issue until they win the game, right? It's like you barely see them. Oppo's got 2 creatures, we've got 2 creatures, except when they're going wide enough to win the game, right? All right, this is basically what we wanted, although I again feel like our chance of this resolving is kind of low. But I'm going to, again, start with this, see if it lands, and see if we can get some blocks in. Boy, the difference between blocking 3/2s and 2/2s is big game here with this Crasher. Yeah, any interaction is almost brutal here, such that we're just taking our chance and hoping. And to that end, I'm also taking this chance, and I think I've even got to do this. Although Hoarder plus Wrangler give us tap blocks on the Abomination. And these go away, so I'm going to take it from here. This is going to be my play. And cross fingers that Crasher survives. Well, good thing we have a foul to give, I guess. Do we need to rev to have a chance? We do have Wrangler plus Vitality. At 5, facing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers, we can come up with 3 blockers, and 3 blockers is enough to stay alive. How is it? Oh, I see. I don't know, Media. Anyway, I'm going to go here. And then we're on Vitality Defense, yeah. All right. We're in trouble. There's no question about it. I mean, I've been calling our loss for several turns now, but we're still mostly, so here we are.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
And here comes the big old Lord. Can we survive this? We can first strike, kill the Lord. That's got to be part of our plan. And we do that with any of our creatures, so any of our blockable creatures. Let's go past to blockers. Let's throw this here. And then oh, this is a zombie, so that's going to shrink a little bit, but we can't quite kill it. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if we could somehow get this thing, but we can't really, so we've got to chump over here. I mean, Oppo held up 3 mana because that's just what things cost, right? I mean, I guess they could have taken more out, that's true. So they are probably on, they probably have a flip for our vitality. But yeah, exactly. We can't, it sure seems like they've got the thing to save them, to stop this from working, but we can't beat it, so we pretend like they don't have it. That's the way it goes. I think that still qualifies as a Lord, true. I mean, I think of a Lord as anything that pumps creatures of a certain creature type, whether it's both power and toughness or one or the other. So anyway, this is the blocks we've got. And this is where they show us the counter. Well, it wasn't a counter spell, but good enough to kill us. In my opinion, Magic Slang Lord is a creature that increases the power and or toughness of a specific creature type, usually the type of the Lord, but in some cases you can have a Lord of an alternate type. All right, well, that was our foul to give. Let's see if we can still trophy. Oppo had a great deck, and we ran out of options, really. We just got in quickly into that space of, well, we can't beat them if they have it, make them have it, and of course they had it. I mean, this is all just slang opinion media. In my opinion, if it don't pump power and toughness, it ain't a Lord. If it's just synergistic with its creature types, that's fine. But when I say Lord, I mean it pumps power and toughness. And or. Yeah, are slivers all Lords then? That's a great way to put it. Anonymosity. With the Festival Crasher, I'm going to be greedy, and especially with nothing really to do on 3, we're going to go Mountain, not even show the Consider, Crasher, and then try to consider and do something else on turn 3. Yes, Muscle Sliver is a Sliver Lord. Fully agree. Red-blue mirror match, it looks like. All right, Oppo on the back foot there. Us with a great draw in Crasher gives us 2 spells no matter what. We get to start with a Crashing Crasher into Consider if they go for blocks. I'm fine with, I mean, they've got flip mana open and stuff, but I don't really care if they flip it because we still get the crashing, so we're going to Consider now. Hey, thanks, Jim. Appreciate that. I didn't notice a pause there. Was there a pause? I was looking at chat. Let me know if you think there was a pause there. I'm going to decline to put that in our graveyard. We want a 4th land for the Hoarder. Yeah, no pause. So just great for us that Oppo did not spend any mana on turn 3. We wouldn't mind some day-night flipping here, but we don't have any great value for it on this particular turn. We can crash in given the Revenge in hand, but I'm probably just playing Organ Hoarder after they don't block here. But if they want to block, I'm happy to Revenge. Still want land, but we'll see what the Hoarder produces. Land, super important, and that even puts a seize in the yard. Boy, show me a basic land on top, though, and I get greedy and just keep the seize, but we can't be that greedy. Can you imagine us never drawing a 5th land and how dumb we would feel? Like, that would just be wrong. So, as much as I believe that greed is good, not that good in this case. Okay, well, we'll see what we draw. That was the self-mill land. We'll see. There you go. That shows it's C's v C's. Well, greed.
Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
And I'm with Mike. Let's go ahead and make this trade. Why not? This is not a matchup you're ever going to get in an in-pod draft. The 4 Skrillex matchup. Do this though and stay back. Yeah, there were 2 lords in alpha that had literally the creature type lord, right? It's for zombies and gobos. Wow, 5 Skrillex. The 5 Skrillex event. At least. Yeah, I didn't give myself a chance. But also with the way this is playing, I kind of like getting all of our buffs out and then running off this stuff on attacks. So yeah, especially with the 2nd Skrillex now on their side, we're just gonna do this. Especially also knowing they own the, I mean, that's a good card. Come on, you drew a Pyre. Ah. F you, Oppo, drawing a Pyre there. That's sick. Come on. That was a top deck bullshit. Now we got to do this and go to 5. No, we have to. There's nothing else to do. Can we live from 5 or do we need to chump as well? I think we just got to go to 5 and hope here. All right. That was a brutal top deck Oppo pulled on us, but we're going to try and win anyway. That's the plan. Crasher doesn't even need another mana, but we want it out. We're definitely gonna play the Crasher. And do we need to hold the island? I'm gonna play the island because we need all the room to maneuver we can get. And now we've got to revenge the Aberration to send it backwards and try and trade with the Skreelies. Oh, you don't think I can play it? Well, I did. Maybe I screwed up again, but I think we'll be okay. Maybe to be fair, I went with my gut, not with hard calculations here. Yeah, I guess we just eat and then send the Skreely back. I was thinking, of course, of trying to reset this thing, but we don't need to do that. This is good, though. This is what we wanted. We got what we wanted in a weird way. Eat this, and 1 for 1 the painter, or eat the token. I think we eat the token. We're taking, it's 2 versus 3, and 1 leaves us with a blocker and the other doesn't. So that seems, Mike likes, really like 1 for 1 painter. Yeah, we could go Skrillex on painter too. That's a good point. We can take the 3 up here instead of the 3 down there. I like that. If we're going to take 3. I like it. Good call. Castaway is an annoying blocker, and we can castaway and still do the in-hand seize. Yeah, I guess we're dead to removal. True, but we're... But that was an interesting line, because if they don't have it, the Skrillex continues to just save us. Oh, that's right. They're drawing a Skrillex. That's true. But we have time. Maybe we'll find something. It is what it is. Let's see. Let's go Castaway, or let's Seize and then Ship Crashers at least. And the thing that can't block. Then Castaway, and then we have a chance at winning before the 2 flyers can get us. Yeah, well, we know what they're drawing, though, true, and they didn't have removal last time. 3 blockers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. We can pump that forces blocks, right? I mean, we just have to play one of these. It just doesn't even matter. We're just totally playing one of these. So let's see what it looks like after this. And there's only attacks if we're making them... I mean, all we have is swing away, right? All we have is swing away. We're dead, so it's like, whatever. This wins or it doesn't, but it's all we've got. No, we gotta attack with everything. Like, I mean, we leave Skrillex back for what reason? We're just still dead on the crackback with the flyers. Right? Because if we leave, or maybe Media's got, like, maybe there's a way in which they're forced to block and then we have the 1 back. Yeah, maybe Media's probably right. I don't know. Because now they get to leave the lethal. Yeah. So Media did have a line to keep us alive, right? Because if we keep the Skrillex back, they still... Do they have to put one of the flyers in front? That's the question. And Media asked it, and I didn't. So there you go. It's where I'm not a top pro, guys. Yeah, I didn't look closely. Maybe it didn't matter, but I didn't look. So that's the bottom line. The bottom line is whether Media's line was correct or not, Media looked for it and found something. I didn't even look. Maybe it didn't matter, but the point is I didn't even think about that. Like that, hey, I should have asked the question, can we attack them in a way that leaves 1 flyer back and forces them to trade with another, right? That's a very important question that Media asked and I didn't. And even if the answer was, nope, you were dead anyway, when we talk about decisions, not results, that's exactly what we're talking about. Like, it's the decision, making these decisions, figuring out what we're going, what we're going to do, trying to come up with find the lines to potentially stay alive and at least follow those threads to the end, right? If we had followed that thread to the end, we would have found that it wouldn't have helped. But the more you can train yourself to follow those threads to the end, even when you often find out that there wasn't a way, in that 5% case in which there was a way, you get to win a game that you wouldn't have otherwise. So, yes, I still wasn't super happy with how I played today. Our deck was pretty good, but I feel like I biffed several times. The clock biffed me, and I was just kind of leaning on chat. Thank you, chat, for having my back in those tight spots. Never going to complain about a 6 win, especially when we said, wow, this wasn't, we talked about a lot of the missing pieces from this deck. First and foremost, no lightning bolts. So no 3 damage spells. Really not like, we only had 1 reach out and kill you burn spell. All of our other interaction was bounce. So like, turn 2 Considers and a Geist Wave into 3 deal 3s, and then we start thinking this deck is actually great. Instead, it just felt pretty darn good. Double Hoarder, as always, real glue. A lot of our wins were just sneaking a Hoarder in somewhere that got us good value there. So I'm just thinking about this deck and feeling bummed that I didn't trophy there, but reminding myself that I'm only feeling that way because we were on the cusp of it, and that if you asked me when we went into this event, would you be happy with 6 wins? I'd be like, are you kidding me? This seems like be good luck to get 6 wins with this deck. Not because it's not good, but only because it's not amazing. It was good. Yeah, it was unlikely to matter, Mike, but it's just the little things. Missing line tracing is a pretty big leak. And really, I think fundamentally, when we talk about, actually, is Marshall online? Is Marshall streaming yet? I'll ping him if he's not. But yeah, I don't know. Asking those questions is key. Here, let me give Marshall a ping, see if he's anywhere near. Why don't I say goodbye to YouTube first? Not leave them hanging. Here, let's collect this prize. I believe he has something until 12:30, but maybe it's gone till 1. I don't know. Let me see. But yeah, thanks, YouTube friends. We'll catch you. Have a good one.